Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Well, let's get started. I wanted to do this back to the basics because I feel like I don't know, I'd say like every 2 months, I feel like sometimes I forget what I'm supposed to be doing. And I know you're probably like, what the heck? You've been in this business now for like a year and a half. How do you forget what you're supposed to be doing? But I think it's just good to remind ourselves where to start, what basics are important, because there are a lot of things in this business that you can be doing to move your business forward, but they're not necessarily essential to moving your business forward. And so I think it's just a good check to be like, okay, what am I doing? Is that moving me forward? Is it what I'm supposed to be doing? What should I be doing? Just good reminders. So that's what this is all about. It should be pretty dang quick, but if you have any questions while I'm going, feel free to drop it in the chat. Okay, I guess not number one. Slide number one. 3 must knows. Number one, your brand slash niche. Okay. If you have not watched the niche trainings in the Humble Hustlers Facebook page, there's 3 of them. If you go to the search bar and you type in niche, all 3 of those should come up. Sorry, someone came unmuted. Cool. Awesome. Write that down on your to-do list to do this week if you haven't. They're pretty short. I think there's like 10-15 minute ones. Humble Hustlers Facebook page, 3 niche trainings. There's a part 1, part 2, and part 3. Watch those. They are absolutely amazing. If you are not niching down on your Instagram and you're posting reels, you're posting stories, you're posting content, you are literally shooting yourself in the foot because you are not going to grow. I've said this a million times. If you are talking to everyone, you are talking to no one. I know it doesn't make sense, but that's how it is in the Instagram world. So you have to niche down. And I promise you that once you choose a niche and you start sticking with that, that's when you're going to start growing. If you scroll back to the bottom of my page, my Instagram page, the reels that I had created when I very first started are just like all over the place. Like I have recipes in there. I have just like random stuff that applies. Like, yes, it applies to me. Like, yeah, I like cooking, but like that's not part of even my brand pillars. Like, I don't even know why I was posting those. I was just like, cool, someone might like this recipe, and like that hardly has any views. And as soon as I started niching down, which was 2 months ago, my Instagram has exploded. Like I've grown over 2,000 followers just in the last 3 months because I've niched down. And you can too. Don't just be like, okay, yeah, like Maya's doing it, whatever. Like that doesn't mean anything for me. No, if I can do it, you can do it too. When I started this business, I had under 2,500 followers, you guys. And now I'm at 4,500 followers. And yes, followers don't mean everything, right? And I'm not saying that like it's a vanity metric. Like, don't take that. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. But also, you have the ability to impact more people. You have a bigger community. You have the tools to help other people, help more people. And that's what this is about. Okay. So think of it that way. More followers means you're helping more people. And that's exactly how it is for me. And I'm so excited to help more people. And it has come from niching down. So watch those 3 trainings. Aspen explains it better than I honestly ever could. So number 2 is, who are you? Like, yeah, that could be like a super deep question. Like you sit down for like 45 minutes and you're like, who am I? Like, I don't mean like sit under the stars and like meditate about who you are. Like, if you want to do that, that's awesome. But like, who are you? What do you like doing? What do you like sharing? You have 5 main things that you are going to share. For me, if you follow me for any amount of time, Monat obviously is one of them. Number 2, social media. Number 3, photography. Number 4, my dog. Number 5, my husband, or traveling. I kind of like 6, but we'll put those into a category. So like those are my brand pillars. So sit down, think about that, okay? Who are you? What do you like to post? What do you like to share about? Because you cannot post Monat 24/7. People will unfollow you because you will look like you don't have a life, and you're showing people that they have to do the same thing too, which shows that it's basically unattainable to join. So if you're not growing your team and you're just blasting Monat 24/7, that's honestly probably why, because your followers are sitting back and they're thinking, wow, if she's blasting it 24/7, if I join, I'm going to have to do the same thing too. So you're making it look like it's unattainable. So that's why we have those 5 brand pillars. Monat is obviously one of them, right? But you still have 4 other brand pillars. So making sure that you're following not necessarily like this strict 80/20 rule, but when you get started in your business, you say 80% you, 20% your business. And that still applies even months and years into your business. That's exactly how it is today for me in my business. I always have to share who I am because that's what people are there for too. It's not just your business. It's not just for whatever your niche is. People want to see that you're a human being. So that's number 2. Number 3, your why. I want you to actually sit down and deeply ponder this one though. Why are you doing this? Why are you here in Monat? Why are you building this business? Why are you wanting to impact other people? What do you have to bring to the table? What is going to keep you going on the hard days? Because I promise you're going to have hard days. I promise there are going to be days when you want to quit. Even it still happens to me, and I do this full time, literally dropped out of school to do this. And I'm like, some days I'm like, what in the freaking heck am I doing here? And then I'm like, okay, I sit down and I remember my why. So it's going to happen. And if you do not have a strong, solid, concrete why, then you're going to honestly be torn apart. Not necessarily like internally torn apart, but like there are going to be things like objections that you get. People are going to tell you no, and those things are going to slowly eat away at you, and you're going to want to quit your business. Okay. And we all know that we're here for a purpose. We all know that we're on this team for a purpose. So have that strong why. And I'm not saying that your why has to be concrete in the way that like it can't change over time, because it will change over time. My why changes. I'd say probably every month my why changes. I just keep continually growing and evolving. That's how we are as human beings. So having that strong why is really, really important. So those are your 3 must knows. Do not wake up tomorrow until you know those 3 must knows. Write those down tonight in a notebook. Put them on a whiteboard. Put them on a sticky note, on your mirror, wherever it is. Make sure that you know those 3 must knows, because that's going to help you grow. That's going to help you to be able to serve others. That's going to help your business grow, and so many other things. Okay, providing value 101. Wow, if you don't take anything away from this call, please, well, if you take one thing, that's what I'm trying to say. If you take one thing away from this call, let it be this. Hopefully you take something away from this call. But if you take one thing away from this call, let it be this. Providing value 101. This is how you are going to switch your business from this to this, okay? Your business is going to start growing as soon as you start providing value. If you are not providing value, your business is probably not growing. Like if you're in a situation right now where you're thinking, wow, my business isn't growing, I can 9 out of 10 times tell you that it's because you're not providing value. 9 out of 10 times because there's still that 1 out of 10 time where you are providing value and it's still not coming. And there's obviously other aspects to the business, but providing value is so, so, so important. So I have at least 3 examples. Number 1 is I say like throwing up versus providing value, because you just like throw up something on your social media, whatever it is. So number 1, you throw up, this was actually from the last flash sale we just had. You grab 8 products for $100 this weekend. You put a poll on that, and then you just leave it. Nothing else. You put up a cute picture, and the words literally say, grab 8 products for $100 this weekend, and you put a poll on it, okay? We've all been there. We've all done that. I'm not accusing literally anyone. Even I did that at the beginning of my business. But there's a better way to do it. If you're going to take your time to post that, you might as well take your time to provide value. So how could you provide value in that situation, okay? You're going to hop on your story and you're going to talk about a specific pain point, probably your pain point that you had when you started, okay? What was it with your hair? Maybe it was your skin. Okay. I'm going to talk about mine specifically. When I started, my hair was freaking damaged, split ends like crazy. My curls were non-existent. So I'm going to talk about those things. Okay. I'm going to say these products literally healed my hair from the inside out. Maybe I'm going to show my transformation, and then I'm going to be like, by the way, there's also this freaking bomb sale, and I'm going to get you 8 products for $100 this weekend. So let's get you hooked up. You see the difference right there? It's like, buy my products versus, hey, I have this solution to your problem. Oh, by the way, I'm also going to save you money. There's a total difference between that, okay? Example number 2. Get 3 free products when you join my team this month, okay? There's an incentive going on. It ends tomorrow. And if you throw up on your story tomorrow, get 3 products when 3 to 5, wow, 3 to 4 products for free when you join my team this month. Don't do that. Okay? No one is going to join your team because you threw that up. Okay? Why? Because it doesn't provide any value. It doesn't show that you care about other people. That literally says, hey, I want you to join my team because I need someone to join my team. It makes you look desperate. That's honestly what it makes you look like. It makes you look desperate. It makes you look like you don't care about other people, because you have to always, 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 always provide value for a pain point. So talk about a situation with this one. Okay. So providing value in this situation. How would I do that? I'm going to hop on my story and I'm going to talk about my pain point. Okay. When I was in college, I freaking wish that I had the freedom to just pick up and live my life however I wanted to. I wanted to go adventure. I wanted to go on family vacations. I wanted to just live life on my terms. And it wasn't until I found this business that I had the freedom to do that. Do you feel the same way? Do you feel like you are stuck and you don't have the freedom to live the life that you want to have? Yes or no? Leave a poll. Awesome. By the way, when you join my team today or tomorrow, you're going to get 3 to 4 free products, which is going to help you blast out your business, help you make your money back quicker. And it's 3 to 4 free products. Who doesn't love free products, right? Awesome. You just provided value. You just provided a solution to a pain point. Someone who feels stuck, someone who doesn't feel like they have freedom, they can now relate to you. They can be like, holy crap, she's speaking my language. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. She knows what my pain point is. She's speaking directly to me versus get 3 to 4 free products this month. That doesn't speak to anyone. No one's going to be like, holy crap, that hit me like a train, right? No one cares about that. But when you're like, you need this opportunity because it's going to help you, do X, Y, Z. Oh, by the way, you're also going to get these 3 to 4 free products, which is going to help you to do X, Y, Z. Totally different. Okay. Last example thrown up. You can say, the perks of the business. You get free trainings, you get free mentorship. You can, go on these free trips. You can get an uncapped income potential, XYZ, all the different perks, the perks of the business. And then say, awesome. Do you want in on my team? And basically leave it at that. No one cares about that. Okay. I promise that every single one of you joined this business for a very specific reason. There are people on this team who joined for the community. There are people on this team who specifically joined for financial freedom. There are people who joined specifically for the car program, specifically for free trips. You get the point, okay? So when you go on your story and you just list off all these things, probably not even talking, putting your face on camera, and then you're like, here's this poll, join my team. No one cares about that. You didn't provide a solution. You didn't hit on the love languages, which if you're new, the love languages are car/free trip, community, time freedom, financial freedom. Those are the 4 love languages. You want to hit on one of those specifically. So how could you provide value in this situation? You could say, maybe you want to talk about someone else's story. Maybe you want to talk about Zoe's story. Zoe Palmer, she's a girl on our team. If you guys don't know, she joined this business with basically $20 in her bank account, put it on her credit card because she had no money. She had 0 time freedom. She hated her life. She was in a heck ton of debt. And maybe you're sharing this story, right? Can you relate? This business, she went from here, basically in the dumps, to living her dream life because of this opportunity. And in that process of sharing her story, you shared that she had gained time freedom. You shared that she had earned her Cadillac. You shared that she had earned financial freedom. Do you want in on this? So simple. And it doesn't even take that long. I promise you that it takes the same amount of time for you to put your face on camera than it does for you to make up a graphic that looks all cutesy and then put a poll at the end of it. So that's providing value 101. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with putting up a graphic. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with putting up a graphic, but if you're going to do that, you better be providing value. And there is a time and place for everything, right? So I'm not saying that you should always put up graphics or you should always put your face on camera. You have to do what's best for your business, but the best way that you're going to be able to provide value is 9 out of 10 times by putting your face on camera. So last thing I want to leave with this is speak to who you were before you joined this business. If you were watching your stories, if you were watching your reels, if you were watching your lives, would you join your business? If the answer is no, then no one else is going to join your business either. Okay. What would you want to see? What would you want to hear, right? You want to speak to those people specifically. You want to speak to yourself. Because as you're speaking to yourself, as if you were watching, you're going to attract those same people, which is awesome because you want to attract people who are like you, right? Because that's how you're going to be able to help them. Okay. This is also another important one. Don't word vomit. I think that this was the killer in my business for my very first 4 to 5 months. I word vomited like crazy. And what I mean by this is when someone asks me what I do, for example, I word vomit and I'd be like, I work on social media. I work for this hair and skincare company. It's super awesome. They were founded in blah, 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 blah. We've been around for 6 years. And are you interested? And people would be like, they'd ghost me 9 out of 10 times because I just word vomited instead of just saying, when people say, what do you do? I work part-time or full-time or whatever you want to say on social media. What do you do? So simple. You don't have to word vomit. You're going to have the opportunity to share more in depth what you do. Don't word vomit all at once because it's going to confuse people, and confused people never purchase. End of story. Confused people never purchase. Oh, getting attacked by a bug. Okay. Number 2, when you're talking to VIPs, same exact thing. Do not word vomit. I think the biggest thing with this is don't answer objections and answer questions before they've even had objections or questions. So you're probably thinking, what the freaking heck is she talking about? Let me explain. So for example, the price objection, okay? These products are too expensive. No one has that objection, but if you put that objection in their head and you're like, these products are a little bit expensive, but they're going to be able to do XYZ for you. People are going to be like, oh, I didn't think that they were expensive, but should I be thinking that they're expensive now, right? So don't answer objections or questions that they don't have. If they have that objection, awesome, answer it. But if they don't have that, don't word vomit on them and be like, here's everything I know. And with that as well, people don't necessarily care about the science behind the products. That's something that you should be sharing on your stories and not necessarily sharing in the DMs. So if someone's like, what makes these products different? You want to give the simplest possible answer because you're going to lose them. You're going to confuse them. And like I said, confused people don't buy. So if someone said, what makes these products different? What makes these products different is that they are going to go in and heal your hair from the inside out, while all other products are going to coat your hair follicle, which is why you're having XYZ problem. Okay. So simple. Instead of being like, the Rejuvenique oil is patented technology and it penetrates all the way to the cortex of the hair follicle, healing the hair from the inside. No one cares about that. Okay. Like, yes, there are people who care about that, but share it on your story and don't share it in the DMs because you're going to overwhelm people. And then with that as well, be confident. I think that a lot of word vomiting comes from lack of confidence, and I totally get it. We've all been at the beginning of our business having zero idea how to answer questions, having zero idea about the products, but that's what you have a mentor for. So if you're ever like, holy crap, this person asked me a question, how do I respond to it? Shoot your message. Well, I guess, yeah, you could shoot your message to your upline. What I meant to say is screenshot your message and shoot it to your upline so that they can help you. And upline is just whoever you signed on under. But yeah, being confident. These products are amazing. This business is amazing. And you have to be confident about that. So when people are like asking you, or when you're having the consultation in your DMs, for example, and they're saying, my hair is super dry. Oh my heck, you are going to love these products. It's going to infuse moisture into your scalp. And I used to have a dry scalp too. These products have helped me so much. I no longer have a dry and flaky scalp. Is your hair thick or thin? Okay. Being really confident, people recognize that. They're like, oh, okay, like cool, these products are going to help my dry hair, like awesome. And then also being confident when people are ready to purchase too. Like, I cannot wait for you to try these products. I cannot wait for you to get your hands on these products. You are going to love them. And then same thing for the business too. Yeah, this is a confused person is a person who will never buy. Okay, I have two different formulas for talking to market partners. This is just a very, very, very simple way to break it down. Obviously, all the words are on here, so I'm not going to rate all these words, but this is actually a new formula. I was listening to Daniel G, one of his calls last week, and this is a formula that he had, and I really, really liked it. I actually haven't started implementing it, but if this like sticks with you, awesome. So he has 4 different steps. He says, number 1, I like you. So you want to compliment them. Make sure that they know that you actually care. Like, be a real human being. Don't just be like, I'm super excited for you to join my team. Okay. Get to know them first. Number 2, urgency. Create urgency. You don't want the conversation to go on for 40 weeks, right? Number 3, hustle and service. I loved, this is exactly what he said. He said, so once they ask you, like, how are you doing today? You can say, I'm super busy today helping social influencers monetize their social media. And I'd love to see if this would be a good fit for you. It may or may not be for you, but would you be open to learning more? It shows that you are hustling, that people are interested in joining your team. It shows that you are serving other people, and it creates urgency. Okay. Not necessarily you have to do that exact same message, but I loved how he created urgency, but he was also very humble, and he was also talking about how he was hustling. And then the last thing in that conversation would be, what motivated you to fill out my application, or what motivated you to fill out my poll or join the Facebook group page, or however, whatever the next step was. And then obviously getting them on a three-way call or with your mentor, or a three-way chat with your mentor after that, and then closing them. And then formula 2, this is exactly how I talk to every single market partner. Obviously, with personalized information in there, it's not a copy and paste message every single time. There are definitely people out there who use like the copy and pasted method. I personally don't feel like it's very personal, and so I think that having an outline is way better. So number 1 is the response. So respond to however they reached out to you. So maybe they clicked on a poll, maybe they responded to an influencer application, whatever it is. Number 2, focusing on their pain points. Same with VIP customers. You have to know your market partner's pain points. Okay. Get to know them. What is their specific pain point? Do they hate their job? Do they wish they could drop out of college? Do they wish that they could be a stay-at-home mom? Whatever it is, get to know their pain point super, super deeply. And how do you get to know that? You ask them questions about themselves. You get to know them, and you also relate to them as you're going on. And if you can't personally relate to them, there's someone else on the team who can. So you can be like, yeah, like my friend Kelsey on the team, she has super long hair and she can definitely relate to that. And these products have helped her XYZ, right? That was more so for a VIP customer, but that was the first thing that came to my head. But if you don't have a personal thing that you can relate to, use someone else on the team. And if you can't think of someone else, come to me and I can probably think of someone else. And then number 3, just like you were assuming the sale for your VIP customers, you're gonna want to assume the close for your market partners. So saying things like, awesome, which packs are you going to get started with? Which pack are you going to get started with today? I'm super excited for you to join the team. This is going to change your life. I'm super excited, for whatever. And then obviously closing them from there, getting them on a call to get them signed up, sending over the steps. If they ghost you, making sure that you follow up. The fortune is always in the follow-up. Okay, this is the very, very last thing, and it's something that you've probably heard 100,000 times, and if you haven't, you'll probably hear it another 100,000 times, but you will never be successful without consistency. If you are sitting in your chair right now, listening to this call, and you're like, okay, cool, I've checked all those boxes and I've done everything that she said, and my business is not where I want to be. I'm not making as much money as I want to be. I'm not where I want to be. I want you to ask yourself if you have been showing up consistently on your stories, in the chats, on the team training calls, have you been showing up consistently? And I don't want you to drop it in the chat. I don't want you to text me afterwards and tell me your answer. That's a very personal thing because this business is your business, okay? It's not my business, it's your business. And only you can show up for your business, and only I can show up for my business. But I promise you that if you are not seeing the results that you want to see right now, it's because of a lack of consistency. And if you've just started being consistent, maybe a week ago, awesome. What is happening today is a result of what you did 2, 4, 6, 8 months ago. Okay? Think about that. I want you to think about that. Okay? Whatever your goals are for the rest of the year, they depend on what you're doing today. So are you putting in the work today to get to where you want to be at the end of the year? Because what you do today directly affects what happens tomorrow and in the next month and the next month and then the next month, okay? And I know you don't believe it, but I promise you that that's how it is. Because people ask me all the time. I randomly have this month where I hit my goals, and not just like randomly hit my goals, but I'm saying like sometimes I have months where I just completely blow up. Like this month, for example, I've signed on 6 market partners. Okay. I don't say that to brag. And people come into my DMs and they ask me, how are you doing that? How are you being so amazing? And I tell them, I've worked my butt off for the last 3 months to get to where I am today. And it's 110% true. Because my effort in the last few months have gotten me to where I am today. It didn't just happen overnight. I didn't just wake up on June 1st and I was like, okay, it's going to be a huge month. Like, I'm just going to hit all these goals. I'm going to sign on all these customers. I'm going to build this team. I'm going to rank up. No, that is a result of months and months and months of work. And if you're just getting started, that is so awesome because you are starting in the best place possible. Start off with consistency. And I promise you that you will reap the reward of your hard work and effort 10 times over if you stick with it and be consistent every single day for the next few months. It will change your life. I believe that 100,000%. Like literally 100,000%. That's how much I believe it with my entire, not just my entire heart, but my entire being. That's how much I believe that this business will change your life if you are willing to show up consistently every single day. And it doesn't mean you have to put in 7 hours a day. It doesn't mean that you have to put in, 7 hours a week, whatever your consistency is. And that's something that you determine for yourself, whether that's 30 minutes a day, whether that's 2 hours a day, whether that's 4 hours a day, whatever it is, stick to it and hold yourself accountable. You can do that. I believe in you. Your dreams are worth it. You are worth it. Put in the work for what you want. And I promise it will happen. That's all I have left for you. I love you all so very much. If you have any questions outside of this, shoot me a message. So many amazing things are going to happen in the coming months from the results, from the effort that you put in today. Good night, you guys.